Hey guys, SUNSfan here with Neil, otherwise known as Neil Fails, on the
Hey guys.
tweets, on the Twitters. How's it going, Neil?
Very good.
Good.
This is my face. You can see me.
Congratulations, you've made it on DotaCinema finally. How does it feel?
I've been on DotaCinema before.
Oh, really? I
I
actually didn't
did
know that.
the massive 1 million subscribers award,
Oh,
which
yeah,
I could
that's
barely
right.
carry, and I did a
Yeah.
chest opening, and I did a pod code,
Okay,
I
good.
think.
Let's
Yep.
continue with the
Oh,
actual
oh,
point of the
okay,
video.
okay. Great.
This is a question and answer. You guys may have noticed that we've asked a few times for you guys to ask us questions. We thought it would be cool to talk to the community, the Dota Cinema community. By the way, I bet people are wondering why the fuck I'm wearing this. My neck kind of hurts, so I'm pulling a Sumail and wearing a neck pillow. Just so you know. No need to be concerned. This is the kind of things you go through when you get really old. So what we're going to do is just ask the questions that were asked and give a little shout out, obviously, to the people that asked the questions. And it's pretty simple. So, Neil,
Yeah.
would you like
First,
to start us off?
yes. Wait. So
Okay.
I'm gonna read the name and then say what they said.
Sure.
And if I mispronounce a name, I'm sorry.
If you mispronounce the name, if either of us mispronounce the name, be sure to tweet at Neil Fails and tell him to go fuck himself. Go ahead, Neil.
Great. Okay, so the first one by Taha Ismet Sevgili. He asked, "Who the fuck is Neil?"
Yep.
And why didn't we see him in in at least one Fails episode?
All right. My first question is why would you be asking who the fuck he is and then ask why he wasn't in this episode? That makes no sense. But go ahead.
Yeah. So, I'm Neil. Hi. I made DotaCinema in 2011, and that's pretty much it. Other than that, I've been behind the scenes. And to answer the question about the Fails episode, it's because I'm kind of like, what's the word for it? I'm very like scene shy. I'm not very
Camera
good at,
shy.
yeah, camera shy. Like every time I go on to do like a video, I get really nervous. Like it builds up, and it's just everything is just so much more than it should be. Like everything's such a big deal. Like I can't believe I'm recording this, and it just turns out to me just
When he makes
nothing.
like one of the few times you've made a video, like a 30-second video, I know you've remade it like 20 times.
Yeah, there's this one story. The first video I did, one with the subscriber award, I actually vacuumed and cleaned the whole house because I was I was so nervous. I had to like do something, right? And I remember you watched the first clip, didn't you? The first recording, and you're basically saying like, this is shit. So
I can't remember why it was shit, but you did something. It's like, dude, just talk. Like,
It was
it's
just
not
weird.
difficult.
It was weird.
Just talk.
Yeah. So it's like it's not a like I have trouble being myself on camera, basically.
Right.
Everything's just kind of fake and surreal. But let's just go to the next one. The next one from Bone Daddy. He says, "Neil face reveal or fucking kill yourselves." So
yeah, we made sure to answer all the questions, guys.
Yeah.
Very important. By the way,
Most
we
of the
apologize in
questions.
advance that this video is going to be pretty long, probably.
Yeah, unless if we cut it a little bit, then it won't be as long. Okay, you want to do the next one?
Sure. Aaron Gillies asks, what motivated you guys to begin creating content for the Dota scene? Why did you choose the directions that you went in each step? You know, from intros, guides, replay submissions, blah, blah, blah. And why are all your stories about shitting yourself? So let's go through this one at a time. What motivated you guys to begin creating content in the Dota scene? Do you wanna start with that?
What motivated us?
What motivated you? 'Cause
What
we were
motivated
separate
me?
to start.
I mean, yeah, definitely separate. Like for me, it was I used to play like back in the days, like way back. This is like probably like 10 years ago, around the Dota era in Warcraft. I was playing a bunch with friends, and it just kind of became something I loved to do. Like every day after school, I would play, and then I didn't play for a few years. And then when Dota 2 was announced, I was just super hyped because I loved the game from when I was younger, and then that was basically it. That's the only reason I wanted to make Dota content, was because I loved the game way back.
Yeah, if you guys go back and look at the original videos, they were so bad.
Yeah, like super shit. Like
so bad.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was some amazing video editor and I was like, I am so good at making content. I can totally make this into a job and make money. It was like I just loved the game and I wanted to make content for it. And then for some reason it kind of became something that I didn't expect it would become. So yeah, that's it. There's not really much to it. I just wanted to
Yeah,
make
and
videos
then
for it.
for me, it's pretty simple. I knew I wanted to be involved in esports in some capacity. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And at the time, I was playing HoN. This was in between. I guess I played. Okay, so I played Dota for 4.5 years, and I played HoN for 2 years. And during that stage is when I really wanted to get involved in some capacity. So I started casting, and then it kind of led me into a group called Game Replays, in which Neil and I kind of met, and then I joined DotaCinema. But like Neil said, it wasn't really, for money or anything. I mean, I obviously wanted to make a living at some point, but I just wanted to be involved in some capacity. So,
Because one thing
so
I'd say, well, no, go on.
no, by all means, continue.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. I do this sometimes. I'm sorry. No, I was just gonna say that, like, I forgot to mention that, I was actually going to school at the time when I started the YouTube channel. So my plan was actually to just do programming in Java and HTML, but then this YouTube channel just blew up. So my motivation wasn't actually to like make it big. It was just,
yeah. I mean, kind of the same story for me. I mean, same story for a lot of people that are in the scene right now. So why did we choose the directions that we went in each step? So Neil started doing the intros, and then he did voices himself for a while, and then he had other people do voices, and then eventually I joined, and then he started using me exclusively. And then, correct me if I'm wrong anywhere here, Neil. So after the intros, we did. There was a big stage actually in Dota where replays became available, right?
Yeah.
And it was kind of a. I can't remember if they just sprung it on us or if there was like a week lead time, but either way, we took the opportunity to use replay submissions to create things like top plays and fails eventually.
Yeah.
And then obviously those branched off into other things.
We actually had like a bunch of videos pre-recorded before they released the NDA on the game. I remember way back. We weren't allowed to post any videos that wasn't from footage from TI. So all the videos we originally made was just recordings of the stream of the games from TI, but we actually had access to the game, and we were able to make like hero spotlights, even though they still looked like shit when we released them. We still weren't allowed to actually post about them in the start. So yeah, we did it for quite a while. Yeah, there was a bunch of people voicing.
What did we did intros to, then when replays became available. That was actually a huge deal, was the replays, because the fact that we got on it so fast. If you guys even remember a channel called Whoa Dota, Neil, you remember that channel?
Yeah, because they were known for doing like top plays basically.
Oh yeah, they were the top plays, and when we actually announced that we were doing it, people thought ours were gonna blow.
Yeah.
And it actually became kind of a competition between the two channels. But the fact that we started so early was a huge boost for us.
We had a huge head start because they didn't post any videos about top plays. They had like, I think it was like a few months, and then people were saying the whole time, oh my god, when Dota, when they get on it, when Dota gets on it, they're gonna have all these Chinese players, and we were actually genuinely worried when Dota comes with their Chinese audience and their amazing plays, we're gonna get fucked. But by the time they started, it's already been like a year. So we had this huge like Western audience. So yeah, we just continued doing it, and they didn't really blow up. They just yeah.
And then
it was just too late.
It kind of expanded. We did some work on guides, but it was too much of a process. And then top plays, we had a really hard time getting good plays, like unique plays, and it kind of just dissolved for the most part, and then we just broke it up into several series, which ended up working out fine, which is what Headshot, Symphony of Skills,
Rampage,
Fight to the Finish, Rampage, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And then we started doing tournament related stuff. I started casting again, and then obviously the team. So it was kind of a step-by-step process, and it's not like from the beginning we exactly knew what we wanted to do or even how to do it. We just were proactive. And I think for our series in particular, other than the intros, the replays, like getting on that immediately was like by far the biggest catalyst to success, I think. And as far as me shitting myself, I don't know. Like, why are all my stories about shitting? There's literally one story about me shitting myself. So I don't know. I don't know where that question comes from, but it is what it is. Next.
Yeah, we have a bunch of questions leading up to the same thing, don't we? Though, the guy called R2 saying, "When and how did DotaCinema start? Who's with it?" I guess like.
Well, keep going. Just Name all the guys.
We have Amar Ademi saying, "Can you tell us a little background on how DotaCinema was founded up until it became what we know and love today? Did you guys thought that DotaCinema will grow up like this?" So I'd say like, well, how it started was obviously
I mean, we kind of already talked about it.
Well, yeah, roughly like the rough idea was, TI came about. I started making highlights of the stuff that was going on in the game. The one the memory I recall the most is when there was someone playing sniper. They got a rampage and it posted like first sniper rampage.
I think it was PyCat.
Yeah, PyCat probably. Yeah. He got a rampage. The video blew up, and after that, every highlight I posted was getting views because people caught on like, oh, this channel is posting highlights. So people started subscribing, watching, and then I can't remember how many subs I had at the end of TI, like 3,000 or something. Nothing crazy. And then I started doing these hero spotlights. I was roaming around like 3,000, 4,000 subs for a while, like 5,000. We suddenly got I think I went through a bunch of people to do voices, and then I realized everyone was like kind of shit or just not good enough or had like personality. Found Shannon on, what was it, Dota Replays? What was it called, the website?
Game Replays?
Game Replays, yeah. You were there. Someone told me to message you because, or like, what was your thing called? GLHF Casting?
Yeah.
I was told to basically message this group called GLHF Casting because they do HoN at the moment. They want to get into Dota. And you were the only one that said yes. I think it was Sino, it was you, and it was Reeves, I think, at the time. And I messaged all of you, and you said yes. You were like, why not? You did it. People loved you. We started getting more views. Ice4 gave us beta keys for some reason. And then I think we gave one away. Yeah, we gave one away in a giveaway, and then we had 10,000 subs suddenly, out of nowhere. So that was it. For now, it was just...
So I joined before 10,000 subs? Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember what it was
because we gave... No, it's when we gave... What happened was it was when we gave away a CD key. That's when we blew up. We went from like having like 3,000-4,000 subs, I think, to getting 10K in a day. Like, so we went to 10K. And then it was just, we were already on the path to getting that, but people like were freaking out about CD keys back then. So we gave away a CD key, and then that was it. And then we just, I don't know, we just kept on making highlights. We kept on making hero spotlights for every hero that came out. We started doing guides, which Shannon hates, by the way. Oh, everyone probably knows that because we're not making the show anymore.
I hate making them. Yeah, it takes
way
too much work.
Hate making them.
Here's the thing, guys, about Dota guides. I don't know if anybody asked this question, but if they do, I'm sorry for answering it beforehand. These guides get very little views, and they take so much time to make. It's miserable, and I don't enjoy making them either. Like, normally the stuff we work on, I enjoy, at least to some degree, right? But this stuff is just miserable. Absolute misery to do.
And we're not professional players, so
yeah,
we don't really...
Well, our guides were approved by several people.
Yeah,
if I remember right.
By Purge, wasn't it? Approved by Purge.
There was Luminous, Purge, and... maybe Cinderin? I don't remember that.
At one point, yeah, in the end, I think we were trying to give it a go again.
Cinderin killed it, is what you're saying? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. He's like, you guys are shit. You're
so,
shit.
To finish this question off, did we think that DotaCinema would grow like this? Absolutely not. It was It was a hobby for you. It was a hobby for me, and
yeah.
I mean, just happened. I don't know. We were in the right place at the right time, and I think the biggest thing about success in industries like this is being proactive. Like, maybe you didn't think it was going to be big, but the fact that you took, like all that was available was the stream of TI, right?
Yeah.
And you would just take the shitty quality, like, no offense, it was just the
really
worst,
shit.
like literal shit, literal bottom of the barrel quality.
Yeah.
And just putting it out there, that's a huge deal. That's
continue
how you get started,
doing it, not stopping, right? Just continue doing it. Because like I could have stopped because I knew it was shit, but like I think it's like everyone starts being shit, right? No one's just, well, some people are probably amazing from the get-go, but I'm just saying, like, most people, they start being a beginner, right? So I didn't know much about editing. I'd made a few Call of Duty, by the way, shitty montages back then as well. Yeah. And I was just doing it. Yeah, I was just doing it for fun, right? So, but I kept doing it. We got better at doing it. You got a new mic, so your voice changed because you got a better mic, I guess.
And I still use a headset mic to this day.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Oh god.
actually have a. Can you see this mic behind me? You see that? Yeah, right there. That's an actual microphone I do not use. Very high quality.
Wasn't the first mic we actually got a mic sent to us from the first YouTube network. They were saying, we want to invest in you guys and make you bigger. So what do you need? And we said we need a microphone. And you got the microphone and you didn't fucking use it. You continued using like this like shitty broken like I don't even know what you were using.
It's just comfortable, and I just hate like these microphones in my face.
Yeah.
That take up the whole screen, but whatever. Next question.
So what? Yeah.
Antarctis Stone. Question for both of you: did you ever think that Dota would make it this far, or even esports in general? I didn't think it would happen this fast. I knew that esports, of course, it wasn't really called esports back then, but I felt at least, I was hopeful that gaming would eventually get to the point where it's like traditional sports, which is still not there yet, by the way. But no, Dota, I didn't think I couldn't imagine that it would be at this point. Like TI obviously was a big deal. Like I remember when I heard about the $1 million prize pool. I didn't think they do it every year. Like it
really depends, doesn't it, to like when you ask that question as well, though, right? Like if you go before TI was announced, you'd be like, fuck no, all right? Because I mean, you had StarCraft, right? But that was StarCraft, and it was
that's the thing, right? Like even back then, I'm like, all right, eventually, esports is gonna get to a point where, because in Korea at the time, Brood War was huge. Like fill arenas, people are like, sports stars. I was like, all right, that's how it's going to be eventually for the whole world. I just don't know how fast it's going to be. I don't know what game it's going to be and all that good stuff. And obviously we're still not there yet, but I couldn't have predicted most of it for sure.
And luckily Valve kind of kicked it off. Like if they didn't do the $1 million prize pool kind of thing, it would have probably taken like a bit longer, I guess. Because I mean, it seems like they basically told the world like, hey, if you want to advertise your game, make big prize pools and make it into an esports, and people will love your game. So like every game started doing this. League of Legends jumped on the train. What other games was doing that? Like even Street Fighter started doing prize pools. Was it when Smite came out? They did a huge prize pool as well for some reason, and it seemed to have
You're
worked.
talking about the community contributions or whatever.
Yeah, so a lot of games seem to like start doing actual tournaments for their own game, not third party, but their own tournaments, because they realized esports makes your games bigger, because people need a reason to continue playing. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like you're not just playing the game to have fun; you're playing the game to like be the best, right? It gives people a passion and a reason to keep on going. So yeah.
All right. Alexandru, I'm just gonna read the next question.
Yeah, go for it.
Alexandru Tanasuika, what is the most important thing to know when you want to create an organization / Dota 2 team? Well, first you have to have finances in order, whether it be from yourself or investors or whoever you're gonna have involved in the project. You need to actually be somebody in the scene, because players probably won't trust you unless. I mean, this is more modern days, right? Like 3 or 4 years ago, you could be whoever as long as you had some money. And you have to have a plan that the players can buy into, that they can trust you with, and that you can actually execute.
And I have no fucking clue. So, more answer from you, I guess.
Next.
Okay, how do you say this? Okay, from Yagis Keskin. Why did you stop making top 10 videos? Old school top 10 videos was dope. Well, I mean, I think it's okay. So we had a lot of amazing clips coming in, and back then people were really hyped to see top plays. So people were submitting clips like every day. They did something cool, they would submit it. We were going through thousands and thousands of replays. We were getting a lot of views. But once we reached a certain point where we'd basically shown everything, so we started getting to the point to like what's unique, and the videos just started taking longer to make, and eventually we weren't getting enough unique plays to make an episode. And it was like 1 month, like each month to be an episode, suddenly each 2 months to be an episode.
Yeah,
and then
I mean,
people just
how many
crying.
clips would be submitted to us a week?
Well, back then, like we were getting like 2,000-3,000, and now we're getting like maybe.
So we have forget about now, but back in the prime, 2,000 to 3,000 clips a week.
Yeah.
We have to sift, not just we, but like an entire team of people have to sift through all of them. 95%. Anybody have watched my streams back in the day? 95%. That's being generous, by the way.
Yeah.
95% of the clips are beyond awful. Beyond awful. And it takes a toll on your mind.
So you expect it to be shit when you watch it.
Yeah, you get cynical. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you can potentially miss good plays because you become so cynical. But it's a combination of a lot of things, and it's just a really difficult series to do. I mean, another thing is everything's posted on Reddit. There's a cool play. It's a pro player doing a pub thing, and it's on Reddit. You know,
Yeah.
it's not
And
gonna
you
be
say,
that cool
like,
for us to put in a video.
And as the quality decreases, you get less views on the show, which means less people submit stuff, and it's just like a downhill spiral of, you know, things happening that makes it worse and worse. You make less money from the video, which means you can, you know, pay for less people to watch replays, and it's just eventually it will just take longer to put them out, right? Like the last one we put out was, according to most people, really shit, but I thought it was really unique, and then I realized actually we're in such a mindset that like everything has to be so amazing and so unique that we might even, you know, realize what's good and bad at this point.
You know, all we need to do is hit 99 so we can make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
That's all I want. Those are my favorite videos we've ever made. Hall of Fame videos.
I think.
Oh,
And also, I'd
so
say
good.
in the defense of like people submitting clips to our shit, like even myself, I've done things in a game that I go like, holy shit, what I just did was amazing. You look at it and you go, fuck, it's actually really shit, right? But most people,
and that's
don't...
after we've looked at thousands of replays, right?
But the thing is, most people like wouldn't watch their clip again. They would just find it and they would still be like really ecstatic about how cool their rampage just was because they've never done it before.
Right-click rampage on spam.
Yeah, submit it, right? And then go like, oh my god, I'm gonna be in the next episode. And then they're still so hyped about it. And then they realize the clip's not in there. They go, what the fuck, DotaCinema? My clip was so much better than everything else in this episode. And you're just like, no, it wasn't. But, you know, you felt that way. But it was just a bunch of shit happening, and it just got worse and worse, and that's why we're not posting them much more. We still try, but they're not as amazing as they used to be, because everything's done, right?
I missed the song. I missed that song.
The song, yeah. Atlas Plug.
Oh yeah, that was a big I was gonna say conspiracy. It was a big what's the word? People were all ruffled. Their feathers were all ruffled about it.
What do you mean?
When we came out with the first 2 or 3 top 10 episodes, and they were all different songs, and then we started to realize it's actually pretty hard to make with different songs every single time. So I was like, all right, let me just find a song I really like, and then we found Atlas Plug, and I'm like, this is
That was perfect.
godly.
Like when we do the Hall of Fame, and there's like different songs in the start, and then when you get to the final 10, everyone's like, ah! It's the best shit ever.
I know that there was a lot of complaints about it for a few episodes, but I just want to tell all you haters out there, I was right. I was fucking right about that, okay? All right, next.
Okay. I'll do this one. From Raghav Ravishandar? Wait,
sure.
Raghav Ravishandar. Yeah. When is your hero guide coming back?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was what got me into DC. Love your stuff. Thanks.
I'm so sorry, friend. We did talk about that earlier. It's too much work, and that's about it. Neil would love to do it. Hey, Neil, you want to find somebody to do it for us? I just don't want to have any part in it. You don't have to have my name anywhere.
You push such a negative like aura around guides for so long.
Hold on, I'm gonna look at my notes here.
And it's just like,
and I'm gonna see how many guides I did.
Yeah.
It's actually tough to count here. It's
they
maybe 30, 40.
Quite a bit to make. Definitely. Yeah. Like.
And here's the thing: it's not just. It takes that much time to make one video, and then in a month it could be completely shit because the game changes with a patch.
Yeah, because when you look at you know, those websites like Game Leap, what's it, PVG, and so on, they were doing because they basically make, you know, it's a subscription fee service. You pay money, you get to see guides, and the reason they need to do a subscription-based service is because it takes so fucking long to make a guide that you need to be paid to do it, right? In our case, we get 100k views. Spent so long doing it, we wouldn't have time to do other shit that would get more views and, you know, basically actually be monetized in a way that we'd be able to survive making it, right? But these people, when 7.0 hit, they had like hundreds of guides that was just fucking garbage, basically, when the patch came out, because it just wasn't. There's a new patch. No one's gonna care about these guides anymore, other than like this is how you last hit guide, or this is how you pull creeps, right? Those are only guides that will work anymore, but those are so generic, you would find them on YouTube anyway. So every like hero-specific guide just got fucked.
Oh, even some of the spotlights. We redid a few of the spotlights, but I feel the same way that those get outdated. And then, I mean, most people when they want to learn about a hero in like intensively, like detailed info, they go on a website and they'll read about it.
Yeah.
If you want the general idea of the hero, you watch the spotlight. But if we were to make videos for all the changes, imagine our original spotlight video. It would have like 8 annotations on the screen saying update 1, update 2, update 3. It's just, it's not feasible.
Yeah, because in every video we mention like everything. Like, it does this much damage, you know, this much movement speed. But then the patch comes out, suddenly that changed from 220 damage to 210 damage. You know, the cooldown 16 and not 17. And all these things, people will go like, what the fuck? Like, if you look at it now, it's different. But why would we? It's just, yeah, it just isn't feasible, right? Like, even who's the guy, Tortellini, who does the in-game guides? He's insane. Because, like, every time a patch comes out, he changes every guide in the game. Right?
I'm not going to discount what he does, because it's a lot of fucking work to do that. But it's still not as much work as it would be to make an entire video.
Oh yeah,
because you have to edit, you have to render, you have to script it out. Like for him, it's obviously easier, but even with having to do less work, it's still ridiculous how much work that is.
And obviously, he still had to set up a Patreon as well, like actually make money, because it got to a point where like this is taking so much time, he doesn't have time to.
Yeah, and it's a good resource. He should be paid for that. Absolutely, absolutely.
If anything, Valve should hire someone like him, you know, to like update guides, I guess, or like have someone, you know, doing it officially. But yeah, let's go to the next one.
We have Usama Motashim Khan. What happened to What the Horse series? I missed that, and you guys haven't done a fails of the week for quite a while. Oh, I don't know how fast you're going to be uploading this video, Neil, but fails.
It's probably going to be
we just had a little bit of a dip because what was the reason?
Well, one like
less submissions or something.
Well, there's a lack of clips for a while because we had some problems with the replays being submitted.
Oh.
And then we also have the fact that Slacks was in China. So that's usually one of the many reasons. There's either issue with replays or Slacks being gone somewhere, or you
never
being
me, guy. No, it's never me. Let's be real.
Yeah. Well, let's just say Slacks. Slacks is gone. It's his fault. Maybe he's playing with his dog or something, or doing something with, you know, his wife.
Happened to What the Horse? So for that series, that's another series that takes quite a bit of work to do. It's finding the clips is difficult, and you're kind of stealing clips from fails in some cases.
Yeah.
Then I have to come up with a question. That part's fun for me, coming up with the questions and all that good stuff, or the answers or whatever. And then you have to find somebody to schedule. Scheduling in Dota, just in general, is mind-bogglingly hard. Like Synderen is impossible to schedule with. Then you have to find another person. And all three of you have to have the same schedule worked out, and it's just very rare that it works. So we kind of stopped after, what was it, 5 or 6 episodes, and then after almost a year, Weehaw specifically asked me if we could make another What the Horse. So we scheduled it, and of course he never bothered answering, so I had to use Misery.
Oh my god!
And then we're like, you know what? We should make another one because Weehaw really wanted to do it. So we made another one with Weehaw. And at the end of the day, they don't get many views either. So
it was even I was it was mostly me complaining because it was taking clips from other shows. So it was
like you're taking like 2, let's say, how many were there? I guess there's 7 clips, and maybe 4 or 5 of them would be really good in fails, and that's a show that gets 500,000 views as opposed to What the Horse that gets literally 1/5 of that. It's hard to justify doing that consistently. I mean, I don't mind doing it from time to time, but it's never going to be like a weekly thing. It's impossible. It's so difficult.
I think the next one's the same question as well, from Alman Pandi. Yeah, it's just as DotaCinema why you're not making any What the Horse videos anymore.
We answered that. Good.
Yeah, from Ninja Larson, it says, why the fuck don't you guys post stuff?
Great question. Well, I guess I'll take this one for now. So we've had a lot of projects, we can say that, as you guys have seen. So it kind of divides our time to some degree. And then another major catalyst, and again, it's going to make it sound like it's for the money, but if I explain it properly, maybe you'll understand. There's less money in YouTube, for us specifically, a lot less. So the first year or two, this wasn't really the case, but YouTube eventually changed their, and you can correct me where I'm wrong here, Neil. YouTube eventually changed their policies on how they do ad revenue. So before, it would be based off of you get X amount of money per
No,
1,000.
that was based on the networks thinking that YouTube was gonna be big. So
Okay.
they basically sat down and looked at like this is what YouTube channels make roughly based on their demographics, and they said we're gonna invest in a bunch of channels like as a network, give them a base set CPM, like basically $1 per 1,000 views, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're gonna give them, and then we, based on analytics we've gathered from the last couple of years, we assume they're gonna make more than that. So that's how the networks were paying people money.
So it wasn't YouTube specifically.
No, it wasn't YouTube specifically. It was the networks believing that.
Okay, no, this is the first change, right? You're talking about the first change. I was talking about the second one.
The second one.
So the first change is the CPM, and then it, like people, like these companies would give you fixed CPM for X amount of views.
Yeah.
And then they figured out that that wasn't really feasible. It wasn't going to work out long term.
Yeah.
And then it changed to just doing, the YouTube normal percentage, which is like a normal way of doing it, where you get X percentage for X amount of views based on the demographic. Yeah. And keep in mind, the demographics for Dota are really, for YouTube revenue, is probably one of the worst in any industry. Like if you go
gaming in general as well, because there's a lot of
so gaming in general is on the low end. Dota specifically is bottom of all of that because of the regions that watch. That they don't really get ads half the time. There's 70 to 80% of people use ad block, so that's an enormous amount of ad revenue loss as well. And then the change that I was talking about is where YouTube changed their policy on, again, correct me where I'm wrong here because you know more about this stuff than me, but where they changed it so the longer the video is, the better it is for revenue. So it would be based off of minutes viewed instead of just the view.
Yeah, they changed basically like people were making like it was all about views originally. Then it started being like videos that are shorter than 10 minutes, they were gonna get something called like basic ads. And if videos were longer than 10 minutes, they would get premium ads. And also on top of that, it came into your demographics and so on, right? If you have a lot of American people watching, obviously they're gonna push these amazing ads that American companies pay a lot for. But if you had like people from like Vietnam, Philippines, Russia, whatever, where it's just different, that you wouldn't make as much money, right? But yeah, they definitely changed it. You made more money for 10-minute long videos and less money for short videos. So one that really hurt people that do like short videos, animators, like SFM creators, montage creators like ourselves, right? Which is the main reason a lot of people that were doing gameplay videos were doing good back then and still doing good. Like we started.
So can I put this in perspective for everybody?
Yeah,
what that means. So for the length of video, right? Let's say, just basic example here. Let's say somebody makes a Let's Play where they're just playing a game and they record themselves. It's very easy to make, right? Very easy to make. Let's say it's 60 minutes worth. Okay, you put that on YouTube, it gets 10,000 views. Now let's take another video, like a headshot video, for example. So here's what happens in a headshot video. You get, let's say, a few thousand submissions. We have a bunch of people that we pay to watch all the replays to make and rate them accordingly, see if we want to use them or not. We filter them based on what show we want to put them in. Then once they're filtered, send it over to the editor, which in this case would probably be Martin, W200Me, or Jerry, and they would pick which ones they want to use in what rank, and put all the music, render the video. It takes hours and hours to make. We obviously have to pay them as well, and then they give it to us, and we post it. Let's say that gets 50,000 views.
Yeah.
That makes roughly, and this is a 3 to 4 minute montage, which took, it's hard to put a number on it, many hours to make, like 20, 30 hours maybe total, right? Something like that. 50,000 views will make as much money as that 10,000 view Let's Play that took literally an hour of you playing a game and recording it.
Yeah.
Roughly. That's essentially what that means. So because of that change, now, of course, there's that change, the length of the video thing that we're talking about, the fact that 70-80% of people use ad block on videos, and the fact that demographics of Dota are not good for ad revenue, and that means we're getting paid nothing almost on YouTube. So that's after we pay money, of course. So we'll make X amount every month, and we'll pay for our editors, for our people doing replay watching and all that stuff, and any other miscellaneous things that we need to pay for. At the end of the day, we make almost nothing on YouTube revenue. Like it's almost like I think we do make a profit, but it's so low you might as well round it to we break even essentially.
Which is why you see us recently, at least specifically recently, actually doing like sponsors, because we didn't used to do any like sponsorship deals before. You've seen Loot Market, you've seen Game Leap. God, what else have we done? Loot Case. Like, there's not much, right? But that's one of the main reasons we've done sponsorships, is because the money that's being made just isn't enough to be able to continue doing it, right? So
yeah, and it's not only just the money thing, but because of these other projects that we've been working on, kind of have to prioritize what we have time to do. And if YouTube's making us almost nothing, then it's got to be like lower on the totem pole, right?
Yeah.
Now this is something we're looking to change, which I guess we'll get to in the future in these questions. But we know that we've kind of dropped the ball to some degree. Hopefully that sheds some light on the why that is. But we are going to be doing more, especially like the Let's Plays, because we can make it makes it worth our time more. If it's going to cost us money to do stuff, then we're not going to do as much as you've probably seen recently. That's the best way to put it. It's opportunity cost. That's a Slack saying. It's opportunity costs for, I would love to do this YouTube content because it's the stuff that we got started with. We didn't even want to do for money to begin with. It was just a hobby. But if I could be doing something else that's going to end up paying me more, of course, I'm going to pick that most of the time.
Yeah.
That's kind of how.
Because you got to make a living too, right?
Right. Because I'm not 21, going to college, or living with my parents anymore, right? I got to pay for these 3 fucking cats in this house. They're expensive. Their food's expensive. I got to pay for their rent. They don't pay me for rent, All right, anyway.
God, this is really going on. Like you actually generally sound like legit angry as well.
Oh.
Like at YouTube, like the money thing. It sounds like you're angry when you're saying it. Like it's like really
it's one of those things where I'm doing fine financially, but I want to do this YouTube stuff more because it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun, and I do it when I have time, but it's hard to prioritize sometimes.
Yeah, which leads on to the next question. They're like, what is happening in the future plans? It's from the same guy.
All right, well, we came out with Mythbusters back again, right? I mean, that was more, we just didn't have any more myths, right?
Yeah, well, we did. It was just like, it's a combination of, again, projects, basically, stuff going on. It just fell off the schedule. Suddenly it wasn't being done. Realized, back on the train, we're doing stuff again. And now it's like, Mythbusters is back. Because, and 7.0 came out, so there's a lot more stuff to do.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, though.
Yeah, because it gets, again, like, top place, you can say, you've done all these myths. You see the last episode we posted, there's all these comments saying, basic, I already knew this shit. Like, yeah, I get it, you already knew this shit, but there's not, like, an unlimited amount of secrets nobody knows about, right? There's always going to be someone that knows it, and you don't need to point it out all the time. But we're trying to, like, find things that are kind of unique, that aren't obvious.
Yeah, like, okay, if you guys want actual myths that almost nobody knows, we're going to have 4 episodes, okay?
Oh, and people need to submit them as well.
Well, that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be a combination. Like, some of them you're going to know, of course. But you have to understand there's a lot of people that watch this channel that don't know this. They're not... Most people that watch the video also do not post comments, by the way.
Yeah.
So, like, that's just how it is.
But there's always a top comment with someone saying, I already knew this. And there's always a top comment with someone saying, a lot of people know this, but you have to realize there's a lot of people that don't know this. So it's like, it's better than nothing, right? I think that's what is important. And the likes and dislikes speak for itself right now, and people seem to enjoy it. So we're gonna continue doing it. We're gonna try to find, the more of the unique myths, but the more stuff people submit to us, the better, right?
We should troll them. And in every Mythbusters, we have one thing that's literally just in the description of the skill. Okay? So we have like 4 or 5 really good myths, and then the last one is Juggernaut deals 120 damage per second with spin.
Yeah.
Myth or not?
You know,
I think,
wait, I don't know if it was you that mentioned this or Bloodseeker, the guy that writes the myths and picks it with me. We actually said like if it was April Fool's Day, we could have actually just made fake myths and like
Yeah,
made it
true.
look like they're real, right? So
But
you
then
could
that ruins the reputation of the show because most people won't even know it's April Fool's, right?
God, yeah.
By the way, we've done some godly April Fools in the past.
Last one wasn't too great because we didn't.
What was the last one? The cliff one?
No, that was me. It was me playing Punch guide.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did people like that one? I forgot about that
It was okay, but people were like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
All right, so we did that,
So,
and then the
yeah.
year before we did Slax's Clips
Clips of
Weekly,
the week, yeah.
and then the one before that was the Spirit Breaker, I believe.
Yeah,
the
and
set.
then LOL Cinema.
LOL Cinema.
Yeah,
Man,
League
we've
of
had some
Legends.
really good.
And then we had a fake hero called Sobek.
Oh, that was my favorite. Oh,
and
that leads into something I want to talk about actually.
That was like legit hard though, because we had to get Sobergmat on there. We had to make him make like a fake like patch analysis thing. Like,
oh, that was so, dude. We try-harded real good on those.
Got a professional artist to make a portrait for him, so people thought it was real. There was two photos, one on the top and one on the actual portrait, like animated portraits, and people thought it was real. That was great. That was great.
You know what, Neil? Put this in the notes that I want you to put the link to that video in the link of this description.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah.
So other stuff that we're working on, you guys probably noticed A to Z is back in a somewhat different form. It's A to Z to A. Doing that with Cinderin again. I'm gonna start doing Dual Idiot Challenge again with Slacks.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the name of this project, but this is probably our most. What's the best word for it? It's our biggest project we've ever done. Easily the biggest project. It's taken months of prep. We have an entire team of people working on it. We're actually probably going to come out with a Patreon to help support it. We've never done a Patreon before. And we're really excited. It could just end up being god-awful. We've invested a healthy amount of time on it and a decent amount of money already, even though we haven't done anything, like come out with anything yet. So I personally, of course, don't say anything about this project, Neil. I'm super excited about this. I've been wanting to do this for years.
Yeah, you've been really excited about it.
It's gonna be awesome.
But we were at a point where we were doing it, and then we were like, are we doing it? And it was dead for like a year. I think.
It's really hard to get everybody on the same page.
Yeah.
A lot of moving parts. But I think we found a strategy for it to work. So we're gonna. I don't want to give a time frame. Before TI, it'll come out. Hopefully in the next month or two, I want to say.
We also got a new, this is one series by Martin. 100%, he did 101%, 102%. We're getting a 103% coming out soon. So hopefully people will like that as well. That's good stuff.
I don't know if we've mentioned Martin or if we're going to. I can't remember if there's any questions.
Well, W200Me, yeah.
Yeah, Martin's W200Me. It's our main video editor. He's been with us essentially since the beginning.
Yeah.
He is the nicest guy ever. Super cuddly guy. And he never complains. And he's kept the channel alive. I attribute most of the success of the channel to him, in all honesty. You guys should follow him at W200Me on Twitter.
He actually has his own YouTube channel as well at the moment. He's doing like daily highlights for tournaments. He's just, I don't know what his YouTube channel is. I think it's just W200Me actually, his YouTube channel as well.
So
check him out.
He's like legitimately, I'm trying to think of anybody else. He might be the nicest person I've ever met. Ever.
Damn.
He has a wife, met him in person. He has a kid. Hung out. He's having a second kid actually.
Oh yeah, it's true. Having a second kid.
The guy,
Jesus.
like, I wish I could tell you stories, but you guys are gonna get. I don't know if you're interested, but it's just. I love that guy. He's a great guy. So anyway, to finish off this question, the last thing we're working on, which I don't mind talking about a little more specifically, actually. This is something that I wanted to do. I don't know exactly what's going to be called, but for now it's called the Custom Hero Project. And Neil brought up the whole Sobek hero that I created for April Fools, which, by the way, one of the skills was taken and put into Dota, which is Huskar's passive. I do apologize. But essentially what we want to do is create a mod. We're gonna use a team for this and all that good stuff, but a custom mod where people send their submissions to us or some other entity yet to be named, and submissions meaning hero concepts. You guys create heroes, and then this team creates them for the show, and then I'll end up playing it against Slacks or something like that. But the first episode, the reason I'm bringing Sobek up is because they're creating that hero for me, which is pretty awesome. And I'm going to play him versus a hero that Slacks creates. So that's essentially what the series is. And specifics will be given at a later time, but I am super excited about this project as well.
That'll be good, yeah.
Could be good. Neil, you do not get a hero.
What? Can I not get like a like a punch kind of hero? You know, has like 4 hooks, and he has like.
If you can think of like a legitimately normal-ish concept for a hero, I'll put it in for you.
But imagine, you know, Shadow Fiend, but with hooks. So, you know, when he does his races, you have like 3 different hooks that goes different lengths. So you can hook 3 people at once.
Okay, so like I said, Neil will not be getting a hero in this project.
It wouldn't even be OP. It wouldn't even.
So episode 1 will be my hero versus Slacks' hero in like a 5v. So essentially, it's just a regular game of Dota, right? It's all the same heroes, same everything, except you just add on these additional community heroes. So people would send their submissions, we'd rate them, we'd have some judging panel put in place, we'd pick our favorite ones. And apparently the cool thing, Neil, I don't know if you didn't play HoN, did you?
I did, yeah, quite a bit actually.
Okay, apparently they can do some really cool stuff in like the modding scene where like even stuff like vector targeting you're able to do, even though it's not in Dota. So you can get pretty freaking unique. So again, really excited.
That'll be cool.
Yeah. Next.
Okay. Next one's from Mamoon Haubsch. When will you update your website, you lazy asses? It says.
Oh, our website. Never. I think we're kind of done with the website, guys. I'm sorry. It took too much work to do and little payoff. In it wasn't even a financial thing. We weren't expecting to make any money, but just didn't create enough of a splash. I think, like right now, it's just used for submissions, right? And originally the idea was to have like a whole hub of, I think, what did we have originally? We had like the hero info, and it just takes way too much work to update, and there's better resources.
We had forums and they crashed. It was just
the forums were super annoying to do. And then the live stream section, which I loved using, it's just not feasible anymore because people are just gonna use Twitch regardless.
And what was
and then the VODs. Oh, the VOD section was so good.
Yeah.
Oh, that took so much work. Shout out to Buka and Pietro. I love you guys. I'm so sorry that kind of fell apart. The VOD section was easily the best in Dota. Not even close. Better than any. I mean, people loved it, but we just couldn't maintain it. It's just too much work. It's just too much work.
That was like manual labor too. It wasn't automated. You had to like
and that's the thing.
Go in and fix it.
It's not that it's too much work necessarily, right? It's too much work, and we can't really pay people as much as they would want to be paid because we're not making any money on it. That's how so any business that I do, the way that I like to set it up is you get a percentage of what you accomplish essentially. So if you're doing a video, you get X percentage of that video, for example. Now, we haven't been able to do that lately because YouTube makes no money, so we've been paying them almost nothing. So instead of giving a percentage, we have to give a fixed amount, which is going to end up being better for them anyway. But regardless, that's one of my saddest things to think about is the VOD section because I fucking love that thing. You've depressed me. Who submitted that? Mamoon Haubsch. You've depressed me, my friend.
But no, basically it's just turned into like a submission thing now. Plus, I said we were late to the party as well. There's already tons of websites having forums, you know, games tracking, like
forums.
News.
Why? That was
I don't know. I'm just saying that there's a lot of websites that already had things. So when we made ours, we had to like try and uniqueify it, right? Make something new.
Uniqueify. That's a cool word.
So
I like that word.
Uniqueify. Yeah, we're trying to make things that people hadn't done before, but the things we made were just really economically hard to sustain, right? Which is probably why other people hadn't done it before.
Yep, it's not sustainable. You're 100%
right. So it's a question from Rachel Innes. SUNSfan and dcNeil each tell your favorite story about the other person. I'd say like I haven't really experienced anything like crazy when I met you. Like I've met you what? Like I've lived with you for like 2 times. Was I visited you in Arizona once and then twice another
When you say
time.
lived with you,
It's
that's not
like a
right.
month. Like I spent like a month on vacation there, like after TI for TI
Right?
2 and TI 4, but nothing crazy happened other than me like clogging your toilet with my shit. But that's like that's a story about me. That's not a story about you. Um, but there is this one story about you that you've told before, but there's no like point getting much into detail. But it was when you basically, I think when you were in uni, like studying, you pooped yourself while sleeping, woke up, didn't realize it was shit, went and it was soggy, and you went
No,
back.
I didn't. I did realize.
Oh, wait, so you did realize? Okay, even
I
better.
did realize what it was. I was just too tired to move. I didn't care.
Okay, so
I
even
really, I
better,
was
yeah.
super sick. I was very sick.
Did
If you guys are
realize
interested in that
you were in
story,
shit.
if you guys are interested in that story, just search for "What the Horse" or not "What the Duck" on
Oh
YouTube.
god.
SUNSfan shit story or something.
Yeah.
My story for you, I guess it's nothing specific, but yeah, it's when you came to Arizona for a month after was it TI4?
TI4 probably, yeah.
Oh yeah, literally the first night you clogged my toilet, so that's kind of ironic.
Oh, that was
at the end of the day.
TI2. That was TI2. I clogged your toilet at TI2.
No,
Yeah, after
TI2 we hung out in Seattle. You did not come to my house.
I didn't come to your house after TI2?
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
So you came to my house twice?
Yeah, I did. First time,
Oh,
I stayed in
that
your
was my parents'
house.
house.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, so I
okay.
clogged.
Oh, that's right. We played tennis and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I clogged. No, we played tennis at TI4.
Oh my god. Whatever. There's no way we played at TI4.
Yeah, we did because I went. No, because that was when you had the. Wait, fuck. Was that TI2? Shit, I can't
TI2 was
remember.
with my parents still.
Yes.
And
We played
again,
tennis.
this is when we weren't making enough money to live off anything. But yeah, I would never play tennis by myself. My mom always made me play tennis because she's
Yeah,
worried
okay.
about me getting a heart attack.
Okay. So TI2.
Okay,
It doesn't
yeah.
matter. Anyway, played
So
tennis.
anyway, you came to Arizona, TI4.
TI4, yeah.
You clogged my toilet, probably again. There was a bunch of scorpions in the house because we had just
Oh
recently
my
moved
God.
in.
Yeah.
And when this house hadn't been checked for scorpion, like it was just not abandoned, but nobody had been renting it for quite a while, so nobody did pest control. And if you start doing pest control, it takes like a couple months to actually start working, which is weird. This is not normal, but this is for scorpions specifically. And you came and immediately, I believe there was a scorpion in the sink.
Yeah, in the literally inside the hole.
And
of
they're like
the thing.
they're not huge, but they're this
Yeah.
big. They're called bark scorpions. It's the deadliest scorpion in the United States. Can't kill you. It could kill like a baby.
So why is
I
it called
guess.
deadliest?
Because it is. It's the deadliest.
Okay,
But it's not.
It's
It
not
can
deadly, though.
it can be deadly for like small dogs.
Yeah.
And apparently I was super scared about the cats, but apparently cats just destroy these things. They're too
Yeah,
fast for
Too
scorpions.
fast, yeah.
Anyway, so we had the scorpion. I believe you were sitting in this room, because we had an arrangement different, and you were sitting on that blue little thing, and
Like
there was a
beanie
scorpion.
Bag, yeah, I flicked it
And then
off.
It was right on you, and you flicked it off, and we had to
Yeah.
kill it.
Flew behind the
And then a
sofa.
couple days later, I got stung by a scorpion in my bed,
Yeah,
and I got freaked out so hard.
because you were like numb
And
through the whole back, weren't you?
yeah, it stung me on my back, and I'm actually not that scared of scorpions anymore because I got stung. It was actually a good thing. But anyway, you came here. It was fun. You ate a lot
You
of
guys
donuts.
were pussies about scorpions though when I came there. Like every
Oh,
time
yeah.
I had to be the one dealing with it, like spraying it with your like
Well,
bug
here's
spray.
the thing. Here's the thing that I have an excuse. Well, Nikki's a woman, so she has an excuse, right?
Mhm.
For me, I'm just terrified of bugs because when I was a
Yeah.
kid, I lived in the Middle East, and there was one day my mom. This is like kindergarten. I was riding on the back of her bicycle, and it was like this infestation of locusts,
Oof.
which are like big grasshoppers, black grasshoppers. And have you seen those movies where it's just covered? You can't even see. That's what it was like, and they're just hitting me in my face. Like literally cars would be driving and they would crunch these things.
Ugh.
Literally, and this is no
Jesus.
exaggeration, there'd be so many, they would just fly by and all the leaves of a tree would be gone.
Jesus
It was like
Christ.
literal movie, and they're just so that scarred me for my life.
Wait, have you seen Planet
on
Earth?
bugs. Have I seen what? Planet Earth?
Planet Earth 2.
Only a couple episodes.
Well, so in
No.
one of the episodes they actually do hunt down like a swarm of.
Really?
Yeah, it's insane. Like,
I'll have to watch it.
so it's probably like how you experienced it. You'd see like it's just like millions, right? Millions. So, Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's
Cool.
why I'm scared of. But so yeah, I got stung. I was fine at the end of the day.
Mm.
Then we went to Vegas, I believe, and we ate at the Heart Attack Grill. That's an American establishment.
Which was banned in Arizona.
Yeah, they used to have one in Arizona, and then they got closed because so many people complained. But
Yeah.
it's like everything is super unhealthy. If you guys know what like a double bypass is, it's like some surgery about being fat. So they called their burgers like double bypass, triple bypass based on how many patties, and there's a quadruple
Yeah.
bypass.
Did I have a
And
double or triple? I swear
I
I
don't
think I
know.
had a double. Yeah.
But it wasn't the burger. It was better in Arizona. I don't know what the hell they were doing, but like all the nurse, or I say nurse, the waitresses are dressed as nurses, and you wear like a little bib, not a bib, like the thing you wear, the gown in the hospital. And if you're over 300, I want to say 350 pounds,
yeah.
which you guys will have to do conversions into kilos or whatever. How many kilos is that?
I have no, probably like
Just
200 kilos.
Google it while I check this out.
Oh god, 350 pounds in kilos. Let's see.
Yeah. So if you're 350 pounds,
That's 160 kilos. Yeah.
okay, so if you're 160 kilos or more, well, first of all, you're outside. They have this enormous scale made for like a fucking elephant, right? And if you stand on it and you're more than that, you get to eat for free. So these
Yeah.
people, they come to eat a lot, okay?
Yeah, there was a
And
guy
if
in
you-
a electric wheelchair inside.
I mean, that's
Eat it.
America, right?
Yeah.
So they come to die, essentially. Because everything's made super unhealthy. Like, everything's made with just lard and all that shit.
God.
And
Yeah,
if
my
you finish the
milkshake,
meal,
Jesus.
if you finish the meal, they roll you out in a wheelchair to your car. And if you don't finish your meal, they paddle you in the butt if you want to be paddled. You don't
And
have to.
They filmed you as well. So
Yes.
yeah. Now I remember, yeah, with my milkshake, they dipped like a chunk of butter in it. Like you could see it like sink in slow motion into the milkshake. It was just
Oh, it's so good.
yeah.
Yeah, so we went to Vegas, had the Heart Attack Grill, and then the one memory I have of you is this was when you were like recently 21, I want to say. So you hadn't gambled yet? Is that right?
I never gambled before.
You'd never gambled before.
I
And then
probably
you
was,
started
like,
gambling
21 or 22 or something.
and you became obsessed with it, with blackjack. Remember
Yeah.
you wanted to waste your money. Like you'd go to sleep, middle of the night, you'd get up just like, we found you downstairs playing more blackjack, constantly fucking blackjack.
Yeah.
And you made like $500 or something?
Grand.
Oh, you made $1,000.
Yeah, and I bought 2 iPads for my parents.
Oh, that's so nice.
That was
What a
the
nice
first
boy.
and last time I ever gambled, actually. So, yeah.
Really? You haven't
Yeah,
gambled? I'm
I
not a
haven't
big
gambled
gambler at
since.
all.
No, I haven't gambled
Alright.
since. I might have
think I've
played
gambled
like
either.
blackjack like once, but nothing serious, right? Nothing like with actual
Yeah.
like hundreds of dollars. I don't know. It was an interesting experience. I will not suggest gambling to anyone else. 'Cause, you know,
I don't understand the appeal personally.
Yeah,
I do not
it's-
like it. But then again, I'm a loser. I don't like drinking. I don't like gambling. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
like
see,
partying.
that's kind of weird. You never drink because of that
Yeah,
one
you drink a
story
lot.
from Mexico or something where you like puked everywhere and then
No,
you,
no.
and then you never
I
drank
mean,
again.
Yeah, I went to Mexico when I was like, it was actually before I was 21, I want to say,
Hmm.
because it's legal there. And I drank a lot of kamikazes, as they call them. And I was like, you know what? One time in my life, I'm going to drink so much that I'm going to vomit. I'm actually
Yeah.
going to go for it. So I went for it. I blacked out. I don't remember much. And then the entire next day on the drive back to Arizona, which is like 3-4 hours, I was vomiting the entire trip.
Oh
Like I couldn't believe there was so much liquid inside of me. And since that has been over 10 years at this point. I've maybe gotten drunk once, but it was like tipsy. It
Yeah,
was
but
never,
now you're like, if you do
ridiculous
drink, you probably have like one cocktail and that's it.
Yeah, I like cocktails.
Yeah.
I like the girly drinks, Neil.
Yeah, no, I like him too. I like my favorite cocktail is a porn star martini. So
Oh yeah, you told me to try that. I still haven't tried
yeah, it's
that.
amazing. Like it's so good. Comes
But
with
you've
passion.
never-
It's so good.
You've never really lived until you are accepting of whatever you actually enjoy in life. You don't need to conform to fit in. That's
Yeah.
how I feel, at least.
Yeah, no, just
Like
do what you
I will
like.
drink or eat what I want,
Mhm.
and if somebody's opinion is negative towards that, I don't give a shit. That's how everybody watching should live their life.
Should live their life.
Be happy. Be happy, Neil.
Yeah, I am happy.
Be happy with yourself.
Yeah. You know, it's finally sunny here, and England's known for being like one of the most depressive countries in the world because of the...
You don't sound British at all.
No, I know.
Goodness.
I moved here, but yeah, no.
Oh, my. Okay.
I'm from Norway, as some people know. But yeah, no,
Norway, you'll say?
The weather here is usually shit. It's raining all the time.
Yeah,
and it's just
depressing.
Bad. It's depressing.
I remember
It's always dark, and it's just, suicide rates are high here, and it's just...
It's just like Seattle.
It's just horrible.
So when you visit Seattle, it's like you're seeing the exact same country.
Yeah, it rains all the time.
The first time I met you, Neil, what was your saying?
What?
You remember you had a saying the first time we met?
A saying?
Yeah, because we hung out for 2 weeks or whatever it was at TI2.
Yeah.
And you would just say something over and over, and we would make fun of you for it. What was it?
I can't remember.
All right, it was in Norway. You would always compare everything to Norway. It's like in Norway, our weather is every single sentence. It's like you never left the country.
I had never though.
Oh, okay, it makes more sense.
I had traveled with my parents, but I would still compare shit with my parents. They'd be like in Norway. We'd all be like that, like a full family adventure, just comparing things to Norway. No, Norway's great. It was just I was bored of it, so needed a change.
All right, go ahead. Next question.
This took fucking forever to answer that question.
That's fine. That's a great question.
Let's go to a question from Matthias Kottrish. What's your MMR, SUNSfan?
As much as everybody hates to hear it, and they think I've been carried, even though it's solo MMR, and I play carries. It's 4.7k MMR. And Neil's, despite everyone thinking he blows ass, is...
Oh, it's 5,250 now.
Wow.
And that's like, I recently started playing ranked again. I wanted to get 5k because Slack's got 5k. So I figured, I'll try it, and it worked. So now I'm going to go for 6k. I'll see what happens.
That's good. Yeah, so there's a couple things to understand about MMR, guys. All right, I'm going to give you a little lesson here, all right? Like when you guys watch me play A to Z's and you're like, man, SUNSfan is so bad. I can't believe he's almost 5k. I want to kill myself. So here's the thing to understand, right? First of all, you have to realize, or at least maybe even try it yourself, is to try recording yourself playing with somebody, talking the entire episode, and also trying to be good at the game. It's actually not only that, but also playing heroes you're not used to playing in ways you're not used to playing them.
It's kind of like a pro player, right? Kind of like a pro player. You talk to your teammates, and then...
No, it's different than... No, what do you mean? Talking to your teammates is different than trying to entertain throughout an entire video. It's completely different.
Yeah.
Because talking with your teammates like any game of Dota. There's no difference. So that's number one. Okay, so I'm out of my comfort zone. I fully admit there's maybe 20 heroes that I feel like I'm legitimately good at, like 5k plus. And then 80 plus heroes, which I'm dog shit with. I mean, I'm not saying I'm versatile. 20 heroes is a decent amount, I feel like. It's fine. It's not horrible. I think most people are good with like 3 or 4 heroes. I mean, Neil, on the other hand, plays Pudge every game.
I do, yeah.
Which is pretty impressive that you're 5.2k.
It's the only thing I play. Like, basically every game I go in, I immediately click Pudge, and if Pudge isn't picked, I will wait until everyone's picked their hero, and I'll play the most boring support I can play, and that's it.
Yeah. So, like, Slack's getting 5k. He played Techies and Omni Knight.
Omni Knight, yeah.
Spam them. He just spammed both, 100%. For me, I was originally calibrated at 4.7, so I didn't play solo at all, really. But if I chose like 1 or 2 heroes to spam, I could probably get 5k, I would think.
The thing is, it makes sense though, like playing what you're best at, right? Because if you spent a shit ton of time trying to be best at more heroes, or let's say you have limited time in your day, right? Just practicing one hero is most likely going to get your higher MMR, right? If you just don't have time to play more stuff. I have time to play other heroes. It's just I can't be asked to play more Dota. So I play only Pudge. Yeah. So
of course, Pudge is great.
It works. Yeah. You want to do next question?
Sure. SUNSfan, what would be the best change for the Dota scene? Asks George McFartface. Great name, my friend. What a great name. What would be the best change for the Dota scene? I mean, this could be so many different things. I would say, and I've said this before, more balance. So I feel like there's four. We're gonna forget about content creators right now. So DotaCinema is not part of this question. Four entities in Dota. You have the tournament organizers. You have Valve. You have team organizations, and then the players. And right now, Valve and the players are up here, and then tournament organizers and teams are down here. And I think it's long-term not good for the scene. There needs to be, I mean, the example I always bring up is it's called the CBA, Collective Bargaining Agreement in the NBA, where the owners and the players, because these are two completely separate entities in I was going to say Dota, but in the NBA, and they get like a mediary who negotiates the deal, and both sides, they have to give up something and then give something, kind of thing, right, to balance it out. So players get less money, but they get something else in return. And right now, there's nothing in place even close to that, and that means that people can take advantage of whatever situation that they're given. So Valve and the players right now have 100% of the control. I feel like tournament organizers are pretty much with the team or the organizations right now. But the organizations, if you're multi-gaming, it's a little bit different because Dota is kind of in its own bubble, right? So it's kind of a weird question. But that I think would be a great change for Dota. And I'm not sure if that's even what they were asking, but that's the answer you're going to get.
Will be the best change for Dota scene. Yeah. No, it's probably something down the road, you're saying.
Next.
I wouldn't have anything to fill in, so I'm going to go to the next one.
That's fine.
From Marco Pervan, what was the first hero you have played with?
Do you remember?
I don't know. I think maybe like Void, but I have no idea.
Dota 1 or 2?
Oh, Dota 1? Jesus, I have no clue.
Yeah, first hero ever.
I have no clue. I have no idea. Absolutely no idea.
Okay, the first hero I ever played, I believe it's one of two, and I know I played only two of them, was Venomancer and Troll. And they told me to buy Sage and Yasha every game. That was Dota 1. This is, I can't remember what patch it was, 6.25 maybe, something like that.
Rings a bell. I might have been Veno, actually, and I used to play him as a carry. Like, you would buy like SNY, Shadowblade, that was like
Lothars, as they called it back in the day.
No, that was probably, or Venge. Like, I played Venge as a carry as well, because it was just, everyone played everything that was agility as carry back then. It wasn't like, it was very specific. Intelligence was intelligence. They do spell stuff. Agility people do kill stuff.
And then I remember Troll specifically being super OP because you'd buy SNY and then you'd buy Basher because it's stacked with his bash. And he would literally permabash you.
Yeah, but I was really shit at that game because I controlled the map with the arrow keys. So, I was clicking on spells.
Wait, you didn't figure it out?
No.
You didn't figure out how to use it?
No. I was like, 10 years old? Like, I was a little shit. It's ages ago, right? Like, so long ago. Yeah, okay. From John Ray Marmol, we have who plays techies the worst?
Probably me.
I don't even play techies. So
me neither. I've literally played him 0 times in Dota 2, maybe once in Dota 1.
I've probably played him more than you, but I've only played him like twice, I think. So, does that make me better? Because I haven't played him in the new patch. So, let's just...
I fully concede that you would be better at techies than me.
Let's see.
Next question is from Philippe Gomez, or Gomes, maybe? When is the next DotaCinema treasure coming out? Are we allowed to talk about that?
I could say that we were working on one, but then we realized that we ran out of time because of the majors and TI. You basically have like, I'd say with Valve, it needs to be good timing, right? There needs to be nothing going on. And if there's TI going on and if there's the majors going on, there's no space for us to do a chest. So we are working on some other stuff, but I guess we'll announce that as it comes out. That's more particularly in like other stuff. Yeah, other chests. Not DotaCinema chest, but something else.
Single sets, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe single sets, maybe something like that. Well, we'll see what's happening. From Alex Paul, we have who's the better Pudge player?
Wow.
That's.
So I have a whopping 45% win rate with Pudge.
I have no idea what I have, but I'm assuming it's higher than yours.
Of course it's higher. I fully admit I'm a horrendous Pudge, but as everybody can attest, it's super fun to play. So
Let's
I still play
see.
it a lot.
So I have 721 games with Pudge, and I have a 54.5% win rate with that.
Yeah,
it
I mean
says.
I have 215 games with him with a 40. Actually, I upped it too much, my friend. 44.19% win rate. Actually,
Let's see.
it's my most played hero. That's real bad.
Jesus Christ.
That's real bad.
Let's go to.
But to be fair, with heroes that I'm good with, Centaur, 65% win rate with 110 matches.
Weren't you like top
Lifestealer,
100 once?
63.
On Dota Buff.
I was 6th in the world.
Sixth.
Centaur.
Ooh.
This was when,
Christ.
but this was when his ult stunned people.
Yeah.
So
I have a what? My best is 65% win rate with Timbersaw with 216 games. We're like
65 point what?
64.81%.
So I win. My Centaur wins.
How many games?
110.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of win rates.
Yeah,
Nice.
I owned with that hero.
Okay.
Get wrecked, Neil.
Why does this matter?
So the answer is Neil is a better Pudge player. Congratulations.
Thank you. Wow. That's such a
Daniel...
random question, though. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, that's good. Daniel DQ. I'm sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce that. SUNSfans, what do you think about people that put pineapple as topping for pizza? So, when did this become like a meme? Can you answer me this before I answer this question?
Because some people like it and some people hate it.
Yeah, but what? So suddenly I've been seeing a lot of hate for it. I don't understand why.
I don't know, maybe it's like...
actually my favorite topping.
Maybe it's more common to see pineapple pizza. Because the people that like it are like really pushing it. You know, we're going to show you fuckers that pineapple pizza is amazing.
So I take it you don't like it.
I fucking hate it. Like, I hate it. Like, every time I see someone that's gotten a pineapple pizza...
What makes you hate it, though?
I just don't like it. It just doesn't taste
How many times have you had it?
Like
How
a
many
few times? Like 3 maybe.
What, was it only pineapple on it?
No, just like meat on it as well. But
what kind of meat? What kind of meat?
I don't
Ham?
know. Does it matter? Like pepperoni?
Yes, it does. What was on it?
I mean, like pepperoni maybe. I don't know.
You don't know.
Well, cheese, obviously.
Thank you.
Chicken, maybe. Chicken.
Chicken?
Yeah, it's all the meats. Bacon, man.
All right, that's your issue, Neil.
Oh,
okay?
what do you mean?
Well, first of all, there's a couple different kind of people, and I know you're not this person because I've seen what you eat when you were in the U.S.
Yeah.
Some people just don't like sweet with their foods.
Oh, I love sweet. Yeah.
And I know you do. Of course, you'd eat a donut while you're eating like spaghetti or something. Like it's not something crazy.
Maybe it's because I'm not a big fan of pineapple generally.
Okay, I was going to say. So it's either that or somebody just legitimately doesn't like pineapple. Pineapple for me is my favorite fruit.
Oh yeah.
Along with kiwi, I love both of them a lot, and mango.
Yeah.
Actually, all three are my favorites. And on pizza, I usually couple it with pepperoni, and then if I get a third option, green pepper. I think the combination is amazing. But the thing that I hate is the most common. It's called Hawaiian. Have you had Hawaiian?
What's that?
It's pineapple and ham, and I hate it. It's so disgusting.
That sounds like a super normal combo that I've seen many times before.
Yes,
but which
it's
I would
very
hate.
normal,
Yeah,
and I think it's disgusting. So a lot of people that hate pineapple might actually hate the ham and not the pineapple. You see?
Nice. Wait, what? The ham? Ham's fine though. Like
no.
Okay,
it's
well,
not.
I guess the thing is, I just don't eat pineapple ever, right? So why would I want to eat pineapple on a pizza?
Okay, if you don't like pineapple, you don't like pineapple.
I guess if you like pineapple, it makes more sense, right? So I have nothing against people that eat pineapple on pizza. I'm just saying,
Apparently some people do.
I'm not a big pineapple pizza eating person because I don't generally like pineapple.
Joshua Toes also asked the question of what pizza we like, so we've already. Wait, what pizza do you like then? What's your favorite?
Yeah. I'm the type of guy that would just go. There's this one pizza from Domino's called the Meteor. And I just like, for some reason, I just like it when they put everything on it. You know, like, all the meat.
Now, you like Domino's.
No, I don't generally like Domino's. I'm just saying they have a pizza, and it's examples of people that know about Domino's. There's a pizza called Meteor, and what they do is they take all the meat. Like, fucking meatballs, they take, like, ham,
So
pepperoni.
in the U.S., they call it the Meat Lovers Pizza.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, basically, just everything. Everything. Just I like everything on it.
All right,
And
so you like meat in your mouth.
But I
Good to
also
know.
say like one of the best pizzas I ever had was one in a pizza place in Arizona when we went to that kids pizza place. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, was it Peter Piper?
Yeah, when we had that crazy
Oh,
pepperoni.
it's the
What's it called?
extreme pepperoni.
Yeah, that. Oh my god,
That was
extreme
good.
pepperoni is one of the best pizzas I've had my whole life.
Yeah, Peter Piper Pizza, guys. Great place.
But I think it's because that is like resembles the same kind of thing. It's just a shit ton of meat, right? Like
yeah, but that
just
I
a
don't like
lot
the
of
meat
meat.
lovers because there's some meats that are just I don't feel like they mesh.
Yeah.
But the pepperoni one was amazing. For
Oh,
people that
so
don't know what
good.
Peter Piper is, it's kind of like Chuck E. Cheese's. So you'll go there, you'll feel like a pedophile because there's a bunch of kids, but you'll eat the pizza on your own. You just pretend that you're not, doing anything pedophilia-like.
Oh,
Just eat the pizza. All right, next.
good. Okay, from Demsale. What's the worst thing you've heard about in esports? You'll take this one.
Oh, okay. So first of all, there's a lot of things. we're gonna narrow it down to one. Let's see. How do I put this?
Jesus.
So this was when we first started out at DotaCinema, and we were both very naive. Now, luckily, this didn't really affect us, or it was more we just heard about this happening. Apparently, some guy, and he was bragging about it, by the way. So let me just paint the picture for everybody out there. So we kind of alluded to this earlier, but back in the day when the beta was brand new, it was closed beta, meaning not very many people had invites. People were going crazy over these invites.
It was like 800 people online in game, basically.
Yeah,
like nobody.
there was almost nobody playing because it's brand new, and there's so many people that wanted to play. But Valve wasn't ready to release it to a ton of people because obviously it's almost like it's an alpha. There's like, what, 15 heroes or something?
Yeah. It was like
so, I mean, maybe a little bit more than that, but regardless.
I think it was like 37 or something.
Yeah,
actually.
so, but people were going crazy for these keys. And this one guy apparently duped, aka tricked, IceFrog into saying he was like a part of a big community and he would release the keys. Because IceFrog was essentially the guy that was giving out the keys.
It's like a tournament,
for
I
us,
think. It's like it's gonna hold
yeah, I don't remember. But like for us, we asked what he gave us, like how many? Like 3 or 4? Like it was super small, right? 5 maybe. And then for this guy, he's like, I have like you could easily give me 100 and I'll distribute it, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So IceFrog gives him 100 keys, 100, which is massive. And apparently, and this is what he bragged about, he sold each one for $1,000. So he made $100,000 on fucking beta keys that were given to him for free.
100
It's essentially
keys.
a scam.
Yeah.
Now I don't even know what this person's name was. I don't know what happened to him. Probably nothing. But that's pretty much one of the most fucked up things I've heard about in esports. Because we've heard about things that have happened that have come into public, the public knowledge.
Like recently.
And every time I look at it, like, yeah, obviously this is a bad thing they did, but when I compare it, it's like, holy shit. It's like not even close. It's not even close.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm sure there's like
crazy
shit that's happened in other games that we're not familiar with, though.
I mean,
but
I know. Okay,
like...
so to be fair, Neil, there's a bunch of stories, but we're just gonna narrow it down to one because I don't know anything about this guy.
Yeah.
So
he's just a guy that got away with it and no one knows about it.
Yeah.
Like basically. So yeah. Next question by Dumpyman1. Who's your favorite person in the scene? You. For you.
For me?
Yeah, well, for both of us, but like for...
All right, take away... I can't include girlfriends or anything like that. Favorite person in the scene. Ooh, do you have anybody?
Well, I really like Syndrome, actually.
I mean, he was on my top list.
Yeah, I could say you, but like that's kind of weird.
No, you can't say me. No, we're not included.
Well, I'm doing Syndrome.
Myself, I'm choosing myself.
I think it's just like Syndrome's a very genuine, nice guy, and he just does his thing, and people like him.
No, the thing I love about Syndrome, and as time evolves, based on how much experience I've gotten in the past few years, this has become a more and more important trait. He's trustworthy. I 100% trust Syndrome. He's a really good guy, good intentions. So since you picked Syndrome, I'm gonna probably go with Slacks.
Slacks?
I think I 100% trust Slacks as well.
Is this more like a trust thing or like thing?
Who's your favorite? I mean, my favorite person would be somebody I trust, and I don't fully trust that many people, honestly. There's maybe 10 people in the entire scene I trust, at most.
I guess it's harder because you have to spend like a lot of time with them and not be fucked over and over, like be fucked over by them. You gotta actually like people, they gotta show that they're trustworthy. And
I mean, this is of course not to discount people like W200Me.
Yeah.
Obviously, we trust him. He's been a huge part of our channel. AKA Martin, by the way, for those that don't know. But yeah, I'd probably pick Slacks.
Yeah, and then he leads on with who would make you the most shocked if it came out they did something bad, like fuck a goat or something. So, like if someone like that you really like, who would shock you the most? Like the most liked person for you. And if they did something really fucked up, who would shock you the most for like?
Well, it wouldn't be Slacks. That wouldn't be Slacks.
I
could see that.
Well,
I'll say
he
Synderen.
Probably.
I'll say Synderen.
Yeah.
Like if I found out Synderen, did he actually say bad? Like if he actually fucked a goat, I would be surprised.
No, but like Synderen, it could be like really bad if he like murdered someone, right? Like, or like did something really illegal, or it turned out he like stolen money from like a hospital that like treats cancer for kids, you know, like something really fucked up.
Synderen.
Yeah, Synderen. Yeah.
You choose Synderen too.
Yeah.
Like I could see you doing that. I could see Slacks doing that. All right, next.
Fuck you.
We have Jaisal Guiang. I heard your narration in one of the hero spotlights in HoN 4 or 5 years ago. Please state your experience with HoN and how do you compare it to Dota? Actually, an interesting question. So yeah, I played Dota 1 for like 4.5 years, and then I switched to HoN for a couple years, which during its first year was probably the best game I've ever played to date. Still, it was an amazing game. And then obviously I switched to Dota too since then. And this was, so you created DotaCinema August of 2011. I joined in like September, so like a month later, let's say. And then I want to say like October or November, I was still like doing half Dota, half HoN, and I did a hero spotlight for HoN, which the people that hired me to do it didn't like very much apparently. And then our channel became way bigger than theirs. But anyway, that's another story. But yeah, there was like a 3 or 4 month time period when Dota 2 came out with the beta that it was actually not very good. There's a lot of things missing, mostly netcode related, I think, that HoN was just legitimately better at. But please state your experience with HoN. So yeah, I cast for a 1.5 years or so, part of which was with HoNcast, which was the major studio. Did a lot of stuff with game replays with, like you said, Reeves and Xeno as a TriCast. That's where I got my start originally. And how I would compare it to Dota, it's actually very interesting to bring that up because I've actually played a few games of HoN recently.
Ooh.
Because I just felt just tired of the heroes in Dota actually. Yeah. And like, because all my games in Dota, I don't know if you guys have the similar experience, but I feel like I'm always winning and then we just lose because high ground is like impossible. It feels so difficult to go high ground in this game.
Because you haven't learned the meta yet, Shannon. I think
the method.
The meta.
Oh,
the meta.
Yeah, the meta. I'm not saying it's 100% the game's fault, but I think there's just too many shrines in the base. That's another story though. So how I compare it to HoN. So Dota is better in almost every single way, I would say. There's certain things in HoN though that I fucking love.
Well, like the way everything feels faster, I guess.
Everything's faster. You click a hero, their turn rates are pretty much instantaneous. Their cast animations are much faster. Like if you play the Lina equivalent or the Leshrac equivalent, their stuns are much faster. And I know a lot of people think, this is the thing I fucking hate. I hate it when people say stuff like this, where if you change the animation for Leshrac or Lina, it makes them OP, right? Of course it does. If you don't change anything else, of course they're going to be OP, but you can balance around that. And for a while, HoN was relatively balanced, despite everything being super fast. That just proves that you don't have to have these. So the thing that I don't like about Dota still, especially for new players when they come in, certain heroes just feel so clunky and slow, and it's like, it doesn't really benefit anybody by making them like this. Like Clockwork is a perfect example. It used to be worse back in the day, but like just casting cogs is just like a pain in the
Isn't
ass.
it like the Pharaoh? What's it called? Like the
Yeah,
mummy
Pharaoh.
dude? Yeah, Pharaoh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the Clockwork equivalent.
And he has like zombies or mummy zombies or something coming up like
yeah,
immediately.
so like any of these cast animations, it's easy to sit back when you play Dota and never played something like HoN, and you're like, oh, there's no way that's true. I've played both. I've played way more Dota than HoN even, and I fully admit that Dota is better in almost every way. That's just one of the few that HoN just destroys Dota at big time. But that is an opinion.
And it's like too late to change as well. Like once you've made something a certain way, it's just kind of weird to.
I don't think that's true.
I
just think I think IceFrog and Valve they don't want to change it. They appreciate. They feel like it's part of the hero. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Next one from Kane Simic. Will SUNSfan be doing anything for the Midas mode tournament coming up on Moonduck?
Oh, so Midas mode is a pretty cool tournament. If people don't know about it, the idea was Zfreak from Complexity who came up with it, along with Slacks. It's kind of like a stock market where if a hero is picked in the tournament, like they're given fake money or whatever, and if a hero is picked, they'll cost more in the future. It's kind of like a stock market with, what's the best way to put it? Just it's stock market, whatever. Will I be doing stuff? Yeah, I don't know what I'll be doing yet because we haven't scheduled everything because it's going to take a month or two to just create the software. It's a pretty crazy idea, so it's going to take a lot of programming. But just stay tuned for announcements on that. Next question, David Ferrer. If there was a hippo hero in Dota, will Centaur still be your favorite hero, SUNSfan? Good question.
What would a hippo hero even be? Like,
well, originally, Sobek, this was a concept I made for HoN, which they stole one of the abilities. It was a hippo. The idea was a hippo.
So cool to have like a really fat hippo that had like a bow flop, like jump on people with his stomach.
Yeah,
and just crush them.
I agree. I mean, that's not one of his skills, but I agree.
Yeah,
that would be great.
Pretty cool.
So the answer to that is depends on his skills, but based on concept alone, absolutely. So for you, Neil, what is your favorite hero? Pudge?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I think it's just like
just to be clear.
I like heroes that have some kind of skill shot factor to them. So
Mirana.
Yeah, no, I don't play. I do play quite a bit of Mirana. I play quite a bit of Clockwork and some Pudge.
Have you played Bloodline Champions?
Yes.
Isn't there a new version of it or something?
What do you mean, like? Well, yeah, the new one.
The new game. I don't remember what it's called. It's exactly the same though.
Yeah, I have that game actually.
I'm gonna look it up on Steam real quick.
What was that called again? I swear, I still play.
Battle Right.
That's the one. I actually played that quite a bit, and I have horrible memory because I used to stream it. Holy shit! I streamed it for like days.
So you liked it?
It was. I think it's a good game to like jump into and like play it for a week and try it a bit. But then after a week, I think it gets it got kind of stale. Like it's just like it's the same over and over and over again, and there's a limited amount of heroes, which makes it a bit boring after a while. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's just the games are really quick. You go in, throw a bunch of spells. They're all skill shot based. No like mathematical lucky proc chances or this spell will do randomly 20 to 50 damage. Like everything is very like obvious. It's all about skill shots, but I don't know. It's good. But it gets stale because it's very samey. Very samey.
Samey, man, you love inventing words.
What do you mean inventing words?
Samey?
People say samey.
No, I've never heard that in my life. Let us know in the comments.
What's the other word I said?
Unique or something?
Unique or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes I say stuff and it just merges.
That's fine, but then you shouldn't say that it's a word. Don't give out false information.
Okay, right, samey is not a word. Yeah, torrential. Why don't you cast anymore, SUNSfan? I thought you did. Well, now and then.
Not occasionally, but no. So part of it is I just have a lot of projects, or had a lot of projects. So part of it's lack of time, and then another big part is because Synderen went back to pro playing.
Mm.
And if you guys, well, nobody, I was gonna say if anybody remembers, nobody remembers this, but one of my quotes from when I started casting officially for Dota again was with Synderen. I said something to the effect of, the reason I'm coming back is because Synderen wants to cast with me.
Mm.
And like, I don't need to cast. I mean, it's fun. It's definitely not something I would want to do full time. Which means I'm not going to be as good as other people, obviously, since I can't dedicate as much time. But at the same time, it's like, I don't feel like I have as much fun casting unless it's with Synderen, because he's just that good.
I remember
I feel like he carries me.
You had like this phase, I believe it was before TI, where you were gonna do like the noob stream. You spent like a crazy amount just like learning Dota, like going over the spells.
Oh, for the noob stream?
Yeah, the noob stream. Yeah, even for when you were casting like Captain.
Remember, you created the videos for the noob stream.
Yeah, but like, no, what, the noob stream? You mean the?
Oh wait, no, that was for the client.
Different. Yeah, that's for the client. Yeah, that was a lot of work. God, and they just ditched it eventually in the end. Like now.
I mean, that was with Purge, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's not to take anything away from Purge, because Purge is obviously doing great on his own, but we're not the greatest match as far as casting. I think there's a few people that I'd probably be good with, but Synderen's always going to be. It sounds actually really homoerotic. I don't care. Synderen's the best.
I'd say it's generally really great. A lot of people want to cast with him, right? Like, not just you, but Toby likes to cast with him. Who else? Like,
I think overall, and this is, I'm going to be biased here, I feel like my cast with Synderen were like probably the most unique cast that was doable. Like, it was presentable enough for an actual tournament, if that makes sense.
Because it has a little bit of banter as well, right? Like a little bit of jokes.
Okay, that's the thing. Like, people, like, obviously Synderen's going to be great with anybody. Nobody had better banter than me and Synderen. I don't think that's possible. It was so good. It's so much fun.
No,
but
well, I assume you're gonna cast now in the future as well.
I'd like to cast a little bit. I mean, it's all comes down to, I don't want to make a joke out of myself either, because I don't want to embarrass myself. I mean, because I haven't done it in so long. It's not like something you can just pick up. And I can't dedicate as much time as everybody else, because like a lot of these people, it's literally their job.
Yeah.
Like, I have so many other things going on, that it's maybe not 100% feasible. Like, I don't expect to be invited to any Valve events or anything like that, and that's fine. But I'd like to cast a little bit more, perhaps. Like somebody. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna go to the next one.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay.
I talk too much anyway.
From Axel Ashenta, SUNSfan, you edit vids too, or are you just a narrator? Narrator? Is that what you say?
Just a narrator.
Narrator.
Yep. So you can talk about the editing.
I mean, yeah. So I guess, like, from my point of view, I edit videos. I don't do a lot of videos. I mean, I do the workshop video. I do the fails video. Shit, I do more than that. I used to do Mythbusters. God, I don't even know which shows we have anymore. Jesus Christ, this is horrible. I have like the worst memory ever.
Well, you don't edit most of those videos.
No,
though.
I don't edit most of the videos. Yeah.
Because who does? Name our editors.
Martin, W200Me, and Jerry. Yeah, they edit most of the videos. Yeah, and I do all the, the hero spotlights. I do all those generic, like, every time a patch comes out, I do all those videos. And in all those videos, you voice them. So we put it together and we make a video. And then, but other than that, all the montages, all the stuff that requires, like, crazy editing, with effects and cool music, that's not me. That's editors Jerry and W200Me. Those are amazing, those guys. So, yeah.
They sure are.
I used to do guides, but you don't want to do anymore. So I also did What the Horse, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so you voice them, and all that. I guess you wouldn't edit, but you record yourself playing Dota. So technically, you edit in the intro at the start.
Oh my god! Hey, I do the chest opening videos. Sometimes I put in some noise canceling in there.
Yeah, see, there you go. So you do some editing. But yeah, mostly like the generic editing is done by me. And the voices are done by you, and then the good stuff, the edited, like, effect stuff is by Jerry and W200Me. Okay, next one. From Kenneth Pangaro. How's your relationship to each other?
I hate this guy. As you can tell by this video. All right, if you want to be real, there was a month or two where we were not getting along.
Yeah.
That was last year. When was it? It was like a
It
year and a
was
half ago.
after TI or during
After
TI.
TI.
Well,
What?
not that was not last TI, but the TI before, wasn't it? I can't remember. It was like a long ass
No.
time.
No, it was definitely not during TI. It was like in December, January of the year previous.
Yeah.
We don't need to go into specifics, but yeah, we were pretty annoyed with each other.
Yeah.
But
But now we're good.
short-lived.
Yeah, we're good. I guess there's downsides. There's always negativity sometimes. I mean, okay, let's go to the next one. Stephen Page asks, SUNSfan, what type of music do you listen to?
Don't really listen to that much music anymore, but I love oldies. I love like rock, like Metallica, System of a Down. I despise hip hop and rap. I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. But I'm not a big music guy in general. How about you, Nigel?
Well, I love trance, but you fucking probably hate it. Like,
I wouldn't say I hate it.
I listen to, do you know Armin van Buuren at all?
Who?
Armin van Buuren?
Nah.
Okay, basically it's a show called A State of Trance. I love it. It's just the best trance songs every week. It's like a radio show. I listen to it. And then other than that, sometimes I'm in the mood to listen to generic top, 10 songs, but it's not my big thing. But yeah, no, I love trance so much that I am willing to go to festivals and travel the world for it. So like I'm going to Amsterdam in May to watch Armin van Buuren's 20-year anniversary concert or something in Amsterdam Arena. So that's gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, trance is my thing. Okay, so the next question is by Booty, and he goes, I have a question. How do you feel with those stupid idiots who get mad for just the game?
Look like I'm talking about 90% of the Dota community.
Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
I mean, I get mad quite a bit in games. I never rage at other people that I don't know, which is actually weird. I rage at my friends, but not the people I don't know.
Wait, so like even if you go in a solo ranked game and someone like literally is ruining your game, you're not going to get mad at them?
Well, you have to understand that if I get too mad, I'll end up on Reddit,
Yeah.
and it won't be good for me. So I might rage without them hearing me. I might just scream obscenities with nobody hearing me, except for Nikki.
Yeah.
Like when I play solo, Nikki will get very scared of me because I turn into a monster.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, like solo Dota. Yeah. This could count for other games too, though, like Counter-Strike, right? Like if you play Counter-Strike, I think I'd run around a corner and go fuck if I die.
I mean, part of it is
like
I think the biggest part is Dota. You can just have one player just ruin everything. Where even in Counter-Strike, you have more level of control.
Yeah.
Like back when I was really good at Counter-Strike, like if somebody's doing horribly, you can make up for that. Doesn't matter if they're dying every round. Like, I mean, it matters, but I can make up for it. In Dota, can't really do that. I don't feel like you can. If they leave, then maybe it's more helpful playing 4v5. But no.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's kind of understandable.
Let's say I don't really get angry at games myself. Well, I used to get really ragey, and if I stream, I shout and scream, but I don't get angry at people I play with necessarily. Well, sometimes I do shout actually to my friends, just as you said, like in TeamSpeak. You build up, you get angry. But one game I do get angry at that I'm playing at the moment, it's like a battle royale game, kind of like Hunger Games, and it's like you have 100 people going into an arena, and number one wins basically. So like if you die, you're dead, right? And every time, if I'm like top 20 or whatever, and every time I die, I always like scream fuck and like, take my headset off and leave. Every time. Because it's just like, it's just so frustrating to die, like.
I hate dying.
Yeah, okay, let's go to the next one.
John McClane, are you guys gay lovers? Why is this question in here?
I think you wanted to answer it.
Did I pick these?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, thank you for the question, John McClane. The answer is an obvious yes. I mean, I have nothing against any of that. I don't personally partake, but I have no issue with it.
Yeah, but are we
Uh,
specifically gay lovers? Like, we have never had intercourse before.
no, we've never. We're
So,
not actually gay lovers. We
no.
pretend to be sometimes, but maybe another lifetime, Neil.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I did make the joke earlier about your nickname that you used for, like, said to a dual lane challenge. You call yourself Overused Anus. So it's like,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you're gay.
I mean,
Just don't
the
know it yet.
overused anus is more about my bowels than anything. But if you want to think about it the other way, that's fine too. So next question is it Jan or Jan? It's probably Jan. Oliver Jr. Artus. SUNSfan, where did you meet Sajedene? I met her on a Twitch stream. As weird as that is. I stalked her. Remember, guys, if you want to pick up a girl on Twitch, you need to stalk them first. Okay? And then you need to just work your magic in only the way that you can do. To show what you have to offer. Okay? This does not include dick pics. Nobody wants to see dick pics. Unless it's very big.
And yeah, and don't like creep up on their windows, you know, by their house. Don't randomly
their actual house.
Door.
Yeah, we're talking. Yeah. I'm not talking about physical stalking. I'm talking about interweb stalking.
Oh, okay.
In a cute way. You see, there's a difference. Don't get too creepy, because then you'll turn into Neil.
So what's the
difference?
difference?
All right, next question.
Oh my god! Like because I mean, I don't know. Should I say how I met my girlfriend?
Yeah, for all.
I mean,
all
like,
means.
so I came here to England. I'd never really had a girlfriend before, and my housemate, he's like, his A level is like on Tinder is insane. He was getting laid like left and right. I was like, he told me use Tinder, it works. So I went on there. I remember in my bio, I was like, I'm gonna just write I have 1 million subscribers. I'm gonna get laid.
Stupid.
So,
so dumb.
I wrote this, and like I would get so many matches. I was like, holy shit! And every single girl would ask, like, oh my god, like you got 1 million subscribers. Like, what do you do? I was like, I make gaming videos. And after that, nothing. Not a single.
Shocking, Neil.
Not a single person would get back to me. However,
how did you never have a girlfriend at this point? I can't even imagine.
I changed it. I changed my bio to just say YouTuber, and then my now girlfriend, she asked, same question came again, and I was like, fuck's sake, like, what do you do on YouTube? I was like, gaming. She went, oh my god, I wanted you to say that. I was like, what? So I'm just saying, stick with it, tell the truth. Eventually, you know, just be honest, and maybe you'll be lucky.
Nah, it depends, though.
It depends, yeah.
If you want to bang a chick, then don't say that stuff. You gotta.
Yeah, true.
I've never used Tinder before, but I assume you just lie about everything. That's kind of what.
Yeah, I guess there's a difference between banging and wanting a relationship.
Yeah, if you want a relationship, then of course you tell the truth.
I wanted a relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, be yourself.
Be yourself.
Fine, you can get through it, guys.
Yeah.
And girls.
Yeah.
If you're a girl taking our advice right now, God be with you. Honestly.
What are you gonna do?
You should turn this video off right now. All right, what's your favorite set you guys have come out with? That's quite the change of subject here. This is by Michael Myers. I don't know, what's the favorite set that we've done for you?
That sounds like a famous person. Let's see. I don't know, like, I think I want to say Pudge, because I feel like I had a lot of impact on like how it turned out to be, and obviously it's my favorite hero, but still, I think I'm gonna say Juggernaut, because he just looks so fucking cool. Like, just something about the Juggernaut.
You're not gonna believe my answer.
It's a Centaur.
No. Although I love Centaur. Nikki actually did the original concept for Centaur. It's like a Viking.
Yeah.
And then Natio brought it to life in only the way he could. My favorite set we've done is actually not in the game, and I'm so sad about it. It's the Tiny set. My god, this set is so good. I can't...
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Makes me so sad we can't play with it, but that's easily my favorite set to date. Natio's a god. Natio's amazing.
We might be doing more stuff with him soon too, as I mentioned earlier, because we have some stuff coming out. Yeah. Maybe. God, my left eye's tearing up. It's so annoying.
Yeah, it's very emotional. I know.
Yeah, I know. It's so emotional talking about women and like sets and like, oh my god, Tiny's not in. No. Okay, next one from Quantum Miracle. Question for Shannon. Where are you really from? I mean, somewhere says Arizona, but I read on Reddit that you're actually Persian, so would you shine a light on this for me, please? Also, I've been watching since episode 1, also was a fan of Mythbusters. Got mad love for you all in DC.
All right, let's see. So where am I really from? I am half Persian, half American. I lived in Saudi Arabia for 10 years. I was actually born in Saudi Arabia.
Damn.
I speak no Arabic other than being able to say Wahid, Ithnain, Thalatha, Arba, Khamsa, Sitta, Saban, Thamaniya, Tisa, Ashra, which is 1 to 10. I can say Ahlan wa Sahlan, Allahu Akbar, obviously. Yeah, so I lived in the Middle East for quite a while. We did a lot of traveling. So I've been to tons of countries before esports stuff, obviously. And Arizona pretty much has the same weather, actually, as Saudi Arabia, other than no humidity, which is nice.
Oh, your place is so fucking warm, dude.
You should go to Saudi Arabia. It's this hot, but with 100% humidity, essentially.
God, I hated coming off the plane to Arizona. It was just like...
All right, you've come only during the summer.
Yeah.
Like 9 months out of the year is amazing.
God, I was being blown in the face. Like,
all right, right now, for
Jesus
example...
Christ.
I have to do the conversion rate. Let's see. It is 66 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 18.8 Celsius.
That sounds perfect, actually.
Yeah, it's great.
You know what? Actually, that's curious. How warm is it here? It's actually 13 here now.
Wow.
Wait, yeah, that's
I don't know what
pretty
13 is. Let's see.
Oh my God.
55. That's a little cold for me, personally.
Yeah, but it's not like super chilly. Yesterday it was like basically the same as you said now. But it's
sunny. It's always sunny here.
Yeah,
as you can see, it is great.
Yeah, we don't have that.
All right, next question. Alejandro Mayer. I have a question for you boys. How does it feel to have a Tier 1 Dota team? I mean, have you ever thought of it before it became true, or you had it planned all along? And also, do you guys do a few intros and then pick the best, or just record whatever comes first? By the way, love your intros. Suns and Slacks combos best. Thanks. Love for you too, Neil. Don't get sad, bro. Keep it up. It was amazing having a Tier 1. I guess the best story, it's not even a story, but at TI, it's just, I was mostly in shock, most of the time that we were doing well because we had never done well the entire year. Like, not even just with that team, but just in general. It was a very surreal experience. It was a memory I will hold with me for quite a while, that's for sure. Obviously, none of it was, we hoped for the best, but we never knew what was going to happen. As for the Slacks and I failed intros, what did they ask? Do you guys do a few
yeah, more than once.
Yeah, we do a few intros sometimes. It depends on how bad it is.
God.
That's why you see a lot of bloopers sometimes. A lot of them never make the light of day. I was actually thinking, Neil, what do you think about every now and then we come up with a video that's just bloopers?
A blooper
10 minutes.
Show?
10 minutes of
recording
bloopers.
Intros. Are you even going to be able to fill 10 minutes of bloopers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can... Okay, here's the thing, Neil. You kind of know this, but doing the intro takes more time than the entire show. Easily.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The entire show, unless we do a horrendous job, this only happened like 5 or 6 times, we're like, let's just redo it. It's so bad. Most of the time, it's the intro that we do a bunch of times. Like, we'll come up with a base idea and then just roll with it, or...
It'd be kind of weird to redo the actual show, because you'd already watched the fails by that point, and it's kind of like...
Yeah, but sometimes you have to, because it's that bad. Sometimes it's real bad.
There's a lot of people that talk a lot of shit about you guys recently as well on YouTube. Saying you guys are boring. Yeah, you're boring, apparently.
What?
Yeah, it's too much shouting, like, and loudness.
Yeah, I think... Well, that's the funny thing is, like, when Slacks and I are done recording... This has happened almost every single time. I would say 9 out of 10 times where we're like, my God, that was so bad. People are going to hate it. And then the next day it comes out and like the top comments, this is the best episode we've had in so long. Like, wow. And then vice versa, where we do an episode, oh, that was actually pretty good. I hope people like that. I think that was kind of unique. And next day it's just, this was fucking
It's because you guys are sitting and going like, and you go, I love it. And then when you're actually commentating the clips... Because I think recently...
Did you want to take my job?
No, I don't want to take your job at all. You're better than me. I mean, you're a professional here. I'm sorry. I'm going to take everything back.
Maybe we should have you do one. That would be funny.
No, it'd be so bad. Thing is, I have no
Exactly.
idea how to make stuff funny. Like, that's the thing.
All you have to do is laugh. That's the secret.
Oh my god.
Just something like that.
You know, I have a good idea, Shannon.
Ah.
So, you should just record a bunch of laugh noises and like generic replies to stuff that happens, and then I could just make the episodes with with your pre-recorded.
Wow, what a play! Yeah, that way if Slacks are out of country, Slacks are just gone,
Yeah.
you can just fill that in.
Oh.
It's like a soundboard, you know?
God. Yeah.
I like it.
God.
All right, next. Cleric
Next, Cleric,
asks,
yeah.
who do you guys think is/was the most OP hero in what patch? First thing that comes to mind for me is Sniper Troll for that one
I'm
patch.
gonna say
I can't remember what it
Huskar. I'm gonna say Huskar when he was getting the attack speed. Was it a attack speed boost? I think.
was. He had a
And-
bonus damage too, I think.
Yeah, and it was. Oh god, he was. Oh my
Well,
god.
he still gets
was,
attack speed bonus.
Well, it's the damage bonus. I think he was insane.
Yeah.
That was just It was.
Yeah.
And before they nerfed the magic resistance, he was having
The thing
like
they took from Sobek, yeah.
Yeah, when he had like 99% magic resistance and he couldn't basically die. Like he would be hit by Lena ults, Lion ults, and he wouldn't take any damage at all. That when he was with that magic resistance, so the new version before they nerfed it, that was the most insane Huskar. Like I think that's the most disgusting thing ever. He went the Helmet of Dominator, and you just couldn't kill him. He was just unkillable. So
apparently, this was before my time in Dota 1 even, which still is a long ass time ago. I started, I think, 6.2 something. This was before that. This might have been before the 6 point even. It might have been like 5.8 or something. Apparently, there was the most OP hero of all time was Ricky, who had a death ward.
what?
So Ricky obviously is invisible, and his ulti was essentially Witch Doctor's ult, except it wasn't channeling. You just put it down, and then you could run around hitting people.
Oh my god.
And it was completely OP. And there's another hero called the Gambler, another hero before my time, where certain things you would do, there'd just be a small chance that you just kill somebody with an auto attack. I think.
The fuck?
Or maybe it was maybe it was an auto attack, but like a skill, like let's say 5% chance the guy just dies.
Was he the guy with the brown robe? The dude that was the bird in the Warcraft games?
I don't know. I
was
never
the
played
Raven?
Gambler.
Oh,
Never played him.
okay. God, he was. Ugh, God, disgusting.
Yep.
Timmy Ryan asks Neil, how do you feel about them always roasting you in the episodes? I mean, I don't know actually. I think at one point I told them to not roast me too much. Because it became like a thing. It was just too much. Like even though it wasn't my fault, they would roast me. So it's like, oh my god, something's wrong with the video. It's Neil's fault. Everything was my fault, and I got really like I think I got like kind of annoyed at it for a bit. But generally, like those simple little roasts where it's like my fault, like me keeping the mouse cursor through the whole video, or anything like that, I'm okay with it. But when they're roasting,
so if it's actually your mistake, then
yeah,
it's fine?
then I'm okay.
Okay.
But if it's like if you're just roasting me for some random shit that is not my fault, I usually got like a little bit annoyed. But then again, it's like what is it they say? Bad press is good press. I got a little bit of advertisement, Check out Neil on Facebook and Twitter. By the way, he sucks.
If you guys like to suck, follow Neil.
Oh my god.
Jumbo21 asks best newcomer to the scene.
I
don't know what that. I guess I'll stick with personality/casters. I guess it would be Brax because I think he has the most potential of any caster of recent memory because he obviously is very knowledgeable, but he's also quite eloquent. He just needs a little bit more practice, and I think he's going to be extremely good, like a Cinderin-esque type talent. That's
He's on Moondog, right?
Yes,
recently.
He
Cool.
did. He actually lives in Arizona. I took him out to Thai food a couple weeks ago.
At the same Thai place you took me.
That's right. I take everyone there.
Oh, so
It's
good.
my favorite.
So
Yeah,
good though. So good.
Masuman curry, guys. Masuman.
Yeah, so good, man. So good. Did you have that curry yet? I told you to have the katsu curry.
Katsu curry? No. What is that?
Yeah, the Japanese thing. The Japanese dish.
Oh, no.
Breaded chicken with rice.
I probably would like it, though.
It's amazing. Oh, God. Okay, let's do the next one.
Wertio37, and they ask, are you guys going to do another series where you play matches? I miss shows like A to Z. Oh. Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
dual lane challenge and A challenge, yeah. That's an old question, though, because some of these questions are quite old.
We can probably do a couple other things, because, again, YouTube caters towards Let's Plays, so maybe we'll do a little bit more, but it's based on, what the community feels is good.
Like, if anyone's gotten this far into the Q&A and have suggestions for shows that Shannon or me or anyone within, like, DotaCinema could do in terms of gameplay stuff, would love to get suggestions, right?
Remember, the less amount of work, the better. No, I don't just mean like the best way to put it is if it doesn't require us to do like editing, that saves ridiculous amounts of time.
Yeah, like what was that Divine Challenge at one point we were thinking about doing, the one where you get like is it Divine Challenge? Divine Courage.
Divine Courage. Yeah.
Where you get like a random items. Or there was the other one.
You don't want to make it too crazy either.
Yeah, the other one where with the lineup, but you need like a few people to do. Which is
like
still,
a global lineup and
we
all
might
blue
still
lineup.
Do. And then
we might try
it. Yeah. We'll see. Any advice, any suggestions we get. Next one from Sasai Persuk. Are you guys gonna make another Gentleman Fails of the Week? That was epic. I say no.
It won't happen if you go back and look at the dislikes. It's quite high.
Yeah.
And again, I tweeted about this too. When we made that, that's one of the most fun I've ever had making a video. And or like, I hope we don't get shit on. We weren't sure if people would like it or not, but we just had so much fun.
Was it the whole video?
Oh, it was the whole video.
Oh my god! You know what's the worst video you have ever done?
What?
Ever? The Death Prophet Hero Spotlight.
What? I thought you loved that video. You actually hate that video?
It's not good.
All right, you guys need to. Let me see what I need to do to search for it.
It's worse than Duty Toe, dude. No.
DotaCinema. Just search on YouTube. DotaCinema Death Prophet.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
Spotlight.
Oh.
And for me, it is the first video that comes up. I was really sick, and Neil just he's like a slave driver, He just made me work on this this Hero Spotlight video.
Yeah, it just come out, right? We had to push it out.
Yeah,
ASAP.
and it's weird because back then I would get sick all the time. It felt like 1 out of every 5 Hero Spotlights, I'd always be sick. Valve chose the perfect time to come out with these freaking heroes. And I figured instead of just doing the video and people asking questions, I would just make a voice out of it. Why not?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite videos, incidentally.
God. We had this one Omni Night video as well, which none of us were part of.
Yeah, you can look at the Omni Night video, too. It's a classic.
My original Mirana Spotlight.
Yeah, that was actually difficult to find, the Mirana one.
Yeah, the Duty Toe joke. This is a meme.
Oh, that meme will live on forever.
Yeah, I know. That's in one of our subscriber specials, I think. God. Okay, next one from Sample Name. This is actually from Twitter. His question is for Neil. Are you vegan?
Why did you add this question?
I don't know.
Who gives a shit? We just talked about you eating burgers.
And pizza.
I love meat pizza. Are you vegan? Of course, this isn't live, so there's no way.
Yeah.
This is just Neil literally put this in. Why did you? That was the one question we got from Twitter, guys.
Okay, let's see the last one. Okay,
all right. So the last question that we have from Sir Action Slacks is, who do you hate most in Dota?
Oh.
And actually, Neil, I have somebody in the scene that I cannot stand. They are scum of the earth, actually.
Yeah.
Don't think you've actually met them before, but you've probably heard of them. They're an absolute piece of shit. You ready for the name?
Yeah.
All right, it's... And that is who I hate most. Fuck that guy. So anyway, that is, hopefully we don't get in too much trouble for that, Neil.
Yeah.
not good PR, but you know, we're trying to be truthful here on DotaCinema. It's a transparent little strategy that we're trying out. But anyway, that is the Q&A. It was quite long. If any of you actually got through this, make sure to tweet at me or Neil, SUNSfan TV, or Neil Fails on Twitter.
It's Neil Fails, yeah.
And yeah, stay tuned for cool things to come, guys. Any last words, Nigel?
Thank you for watching this very long Q&A video, and have a good day.
You sound really depressed.
No, I'm sorry about that.
It's over now.
I'm like
Neil.
really bad at doing like goodbyes. It's or like, life's over. No, I had a good time. Yeah, it was long. Good. It was great. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it.
Goodbye.
Bye. That's such a weird voice.
I'm gonna be cool today.
Are you dying? Is a hair spot coming out?
God damn.